So, hi everybody. Like I said, I'd be back. Um, I feel almost guilty about being gone so long. Sometimes I just feel like I take off to another planet. Today's July 26th. It's a Friday night, and getting close to next month. Oh, first of all, hi everybody. The thing I miss the most about not putting a video up for, I think it's been 5 days or so, is that not getting any comments from people, because I love your comments, and it makes me feel like everything I do here is worthwhile. And I just want to thank everybody that watches. And if you like these videos, don't forget to push the like button, or push the subscribe button. Boy, there. It is really weird. I watched something on TV last night I shouldn't have watched. I'm glad I watched it. I should have watched it. Everybody ought to watch it. It's on Netflix, and it's a documentary on Cambridge Analytica. And it talk about. I'm not trying to scare you. Everybody ought to see what's going on. Everybody ought to watch this. You owe it to yourself. But it almost gave me nightmares last night when I was trying to sleep. And usually nothing that I do during the day or watch or whatever gives me nightmares. But it was pretty oh, fascinating and scary, I guess. If I had to describe it in 2 words, it would be fascinating and very, very scary. But anyway, we're going to drop that. And like I said, today's Friday, and it's July 26th. Before I'm all through tonight, if this one goes up, I'm going to do another one on the month of August. But maybe that's another reason why I've been gone. I always read, but I've been reading on Germany again, back during the war. And it's probably the maybe 1,500 or 2,000 books I've read on it since I was in my 20s. For some reason, that part of our history always fascinated me. And so I thought I'd write down a few things that that seems to me to kind of coincide with what's going on here. And one of them is, if anyone tells you that your misfortune is caused by others or someone else, or makes especially another people a boogeyman, we should all really, really beware. We should just do not follow them, do not vote for them, do not get close to them, do not listen to them, because I really don't believe in the mark of the beast or whatever, but if there is such a thing, it's on people like that. It is on them. They're demons. I feel like I don't even believe in demons, but the more I pay attention to what's going on in this world, it makes me wonder. Uh, and I wrote this down, and I know you've all heard it 10,000 times, but this is from reading those books. It's when good people do nothing is when pure evil gets started. So I'm really not healthy enough to go out and march in the streets or whatever, but if any of you guys get a chance to go out and do anything for anything right, just anything, please, get the energy, get up off the couch, go out there and do it, and let's get this energy changed in America and all over the world. We need it changed so bad. And I know I knew people that were in Germany during the war. They've since passed. But they were about 10 years older than me. They were, well, they had to be a little more than 10 years older than me. One of them was about 15 or so because he was actually in some kind of a prison type camp because he got in a fight with some German officers. He was German, and so was his wife. But I did ask his wife once about Hitler and what they thought of him. And she says, oh, we'd been in a depression and it had just started getting a little better. Kind of sounds familiar, kind of like when Barack Obama was president. Things are getting a little better. And she said, and then Hitler came in and everything seemed to be going really good. Or it seemed like we had a little bit more money, and every day they were telling us on the radio that things were going better. So she said we were all backing him. But that's I don't know. Because I've always, all the books I've ever read on that part of the world and what was going on back at the time I was born, in the early 40s, I always wondered, what were the people thinking about? I used to judge those people, in my early 20s. It was until I met the first German people I knew, and one of them was kind of a sister-in-law to my best friend and stuff. I was really opinionated. I mean, not to the point of being nasty or anything, but I didn't feel comfortable around them. And then I realized that, people are people are people. But anyway, I just couldn't understand what was going on in these people's heads. Well, it's kind of seeing it in front of my own eyes right now, and it's really scary. But anyway, we're going to come out of this, and it's going to be better. Just cutting the head off of this monster may not even get rid of it, like by getting rid of Trump. There's a bunch of stuff going on that's going to have to be worked out. But that's a good start. If you cut the head off anything, that's a great start. So we need to make sure that he doesn't get reelected. I really don't think he's going to be there. I still don't think he's going to be there by election time. But we'll see about that. But anyway, the first one I'm going to read on tonight, he's got a new nickname now. They're calling him Moscow Mitch. Moscow Mitch. Because he won't let him pass any bills to guard our elections against foreign countries or against Russia or anything else. They got more stuff to the Senate to him the last couple of days, and he wouldn't even put it up for a vote. He just doesn't want any protections when it comes to our elections. And there could be 2 or 3 different reasons for that. Number one, could be because maybe he's worried about getting reelected. At one time, not too long ago, he was like at 13% approval rating in his state. I think it's gone up because he got the sanctions taken off, this Derek Olapaska or whatever you call him, or maybe not lifted. He got him lifted on a company of his, which is a huge aluminum company. And he said they got it lifted because he gave up some of his shares or something. He only owes 35% of this huge, huge company. And you know who they're taking their orders from. But anyway, and so he's got a deal to put a huge aluminum plant in the little state of Kentucky. So I'm sure he's counting on that helping him to get reelected. And I'm sure he's in so tight with the Russians that he knows that they'll help him get reelected too. So I really feel like that's what's going on with Mitch. And he's like a Russian puppet. And yeah, that's Derek Aposka, is that his name? But anyway, that's who they lifted the sanctions on, or on his company. So anyway, let's do a Tree of Life reading on Mitch and see what's going on in that horrible, horrible head of his. I almost don't want to go in his head. I want to read on somebody that's nice and sweet and tell everybody how good they are and how great they are. Maybe we could do that about some of these people running for for president, because there's a lot of good ones. There's a lot of good ones. I have my ideals on who I want. Of course, I want a Justice Democrat in there. I want somebody that doesn't have their finger in the pot. But there's a lot of good people running, and any of them would be better. Any of them would be better than what we got. Although I do feel like trying to run Biden or something would be just like trying to run Hillary. People aren't going to get the energy to get out and vote for the same old thing. They want somebody that's going to come in there and make a change. And I loved Obama, and I liked, their presidency. But it's too late for that. It's time for somebody that's going to come in, take charge, take over, and change things. And you can't come in, take over, and change things if you owe big pharma and the oil companies and everybody else your soul for getting in there. So that's why we need somebody like Bernie Sanders. If you think he's too old, go with Elizabeth Warren. She's the next one not taking money, PAC money. And I guess all the rest of them are. And I know that they're going to really, really push this Buttigieg, because he has an empty head when it comes to politics, and they feel like they can put what, I know all the ones that were Republican and then turned Democrat because of this president, they're all pushing him. Right now there's some people behind Elizabeth Warren. Only because they're wanting to get Bernie Sanders out of there, and once they get him out of there, they're going to try to turn on her. She says there's a huge depression on its way, or maybe not depression, recession. And she was right about the last one. She was warning everybody 5 years ahead of time on the last one. So they need to get that out in front, that this is coming already, because if they don't, and as soon as we get a nominee, a Democratic nominee in there, and if the stock market dives right after that, the first thing this a-hole in the presidency is going to start doing is saying, oh, that's because of the guy, the people they picked, or the lady they picked, or he'll blame it all on whoever got the nomination. That's why the stock, because the man is a total con artist. He ought to be working in a frickin' circus. He is working in a frickin' circus. The longer that I watch our government, the more I'm convinced it is just a big circus. Anyway, let's see what's going on with Moscow Mitch. Boy, I'll tell you what, I can't believe this a-hole either. I can't believe any of them. Anyway, well, he's trying to make a decision. I don't know how many millions more dollars he's going to get from putting this aluminum plant in Kentucky, but he's already got his millions. His wife's got her millions. How much money can their grandkids spend, and great-grandkids? And they're not going to live. Excuse me, they're older than I am. His wife's not, but he is. How much longer does he think he's going to need all this money? It's not. I guess it's not money. I guess it's power or something. That's what they just don't want to give up, that hold on the power or something. So anyway, yeah, it looks like he's having a decision, and it looks like that's why he's walking around smiling, because he feels like it's going to work for him one way or the other. Part of the decision, the first card out we have is the Two of Swords, in case you can't see it here. Usually if I brighten this up, it ends up getting harder to see the cards because you get a glare, so we're going to try it this way. So yeah, the first card out is what's going on with him. It's decision time. Maybe it's because they're going to get behind him and maybe force him to put something through to help our elections be safe, or either they're going to just make him look like a total bandit. But you know what they do wrong? when a Democrat like Hillary Clinton, how many thousands and millions of times did we hear her Benghazi, 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 and email, email, email? That was the only two things they could come up with. There's a probably 1,500 or 25,000 things they could come up with on Trump, and a lot of these are terrible, and they say it for a couple of days and then they just let it go. They just let it go. They should just keep pressing it and keep pressing it. It's like the news media is just like out of sight, out of mind. We talked about that yesterday. People are bored with it. We'll find something new to talk about today. Well, it might be doing their corporate line a little boost, but it's not helping the American people. It's not helping them at all. So anyway, the next card up, the influence and obstacle, is the Queen of Cups. So that I just asked why Mitch was still pushing this at his age. He's pushing it because his wife, and I think her name's Elaine Chow, she's still wanting him to push it. She's behind him pushing this. Let's hang in there for just a little while longer. The foundation of the reading is the winning at any cost. We got the Five of Swords here. Foundation of the reading is this is winning without honor. It's winning by cheating. So the foundation, his whole life foundation, has just been a bunch of shady bullshit that he's never got caught for. That's another reason he doesn't want anybody to come in that can pay attention to our elections, because if we get the right people in there and stuff, he may end up in jail or indicted or something for something, because we know he's done all kinds of shady shit. Shady stuff that he should probably, more than likely, he should be in a jail. And then in the recent past, well, we got the Nine of Swords here, Nine of Swords. So he was losing sleep over something. Must have been whether he got a late payment or something from the Russians. I can't imagine anything he's losing sleep over. Maybe a little over this Mueller stuff, because he knew that Mueller wasn't going to come out and make a big to-do about this. We all knew that. He's your typical, I can't think of the personality type, but I knew a bunch of them when I was growing up. Anyway, but we knew he wasn't going to say anything, especially about any Republicans. He's been a Republican all his life, even though he says it doesn't enter in. Maybe in his head it doesn't. I don't know about that. But and then in the present now, we got the King of Wands. And I think that's Putin in this particular reading, because I don't think Trump would come up as the King of Wands in anything. They should have a special card in here, him, a King of Bullshit or something. I should get a special deck and label one of the kings King of Bullshit. But I'm not going to have to do that, because he's not going to be there much longer. Honest, he's not. He's not going to be there. Anyway, in the recent future, he's going to still be trying to put his power around. In the near future, he's going to be throwing that, we got the phalanx symbol, we got the Ace of Wands, he's going to be throwing that power out there, trying to stop something, trying to manipulate stuff like crazy. I don't know if it's going to work or not, but that's what he's going to be trying to do. And it's all about money. It's all about the money he's getting from Russia. Foreign countries, see through the gates. We got the Ace of Pentacles here, and you can see the hedge, and through there, that's other countries. That's money coming in from other countries. And probably some from here too, I'm sure, from Big Pharma and the oil companies. You know, they're getting ready to start drilling in Alaska. They're pushing all that stuff through, getting rid of changing the science on it, even changing paragraphs out of the report. So anyway, more money coming in. Like I said, I don't know where he's going to even store all this money that he's not going to live long enough to use. And well, we got the Knight of Cups. Somebody else making him an offer, bringing him more money. He's really emotional about it, about money. He's emotional about money. Maybe that's what gets him off, which I had a little theory why Epstein was found half choked in his... Well, anyway, we'll go into that when I do a reading on him this next week. But anyway, here comes people around him with more offers. Maybe that's telling him to keep his club up. Who knows? And his hopes and fears is that he's going to be defeated. We got the Three of Hearts here. That his family's not going to like him or respect him. That they're going to find out all this dirty crap that he's been up to and doing all these years. And that's his fears. That's his biggest fears, that he's going to get found out. And it looks like from this card here that he is going to get found out. Definitely going to get found out. And the outcome is the Devil. It's going to show how chained he is to Trump and how chained they all are involved with Russia and all this stuff. So his outcome is the Devil. The chains. I'm going to take one more to see if he's going to be in jail. Next one's the Tower card. I was looking for jail, but we got the Tower card. Over dark money. Broken heart. He's a demon, just like Trump. His Tower card's there. It's over dark money, family money. This is all over family money, and you know his wife's got a bunch of money too. I'm just going to turn one of these up and see if it looks like he might end up in jail. Well, here comes the militia. And here's the smoking gun. Yeah, he's even thinking, before this is all over, he'll even be thinking about suicide. So I'm going to stop there. And that's my truth, and I'm sticking to it on Mitch McConnell. He's a rotten man, a rotten man. Still trying to make a big decision. I don't know if it's about going on further with his career. He's supposed to be out. I know Nancy's 2012. Not 12. She's got 2 more years after this next election, I think, before she's up for. But I think he's up this time, and they're bringing in some challengers and stuff for him. So anyway, making a decision. His wife doesn't want him to give it up yet. He's ready to give it up. Everything he's gotten illegally. Never, he hadn't been fair about nothing, probably ever, but at least for the last 30 years. Losing sleep, a little bit of worrying about all this stuff coming to the surface and how much longer Barr can keep it all under his thumb. Working with Russia, definitely working with Russia. It's all about the money from overseas that he's got in his coffers and probably in banks overseas all over. Somebody's bringing him another offer. This one's a little more emotional. I wonder if somebody's blackmailing him. This is an offer. I'm feeling, it's not like just an offer, you do this. It's an offer, you've already done this and we know it, so you do what we tell you. And something's going to blow up in his face here just pretty quick. Pretty quick. That's his hopes and fears, and that's probably why he's staying awake nights, and it is going to blow up in his face. And the outcome is the Devil, how he's chained in with all this dirty, nasty, rotten money and rotten politics. Next card up is his tower moment. Then got the tower. And then he's got where it goes into his family money. And the militia comes in. And before things are all over, he's going to even think about suicide. So that's my reading on Mitch McConnell. If anybody would, I'm going to do another reading real quick. But anyway, I'll still say if anybody wants a private reading, don't forget it's Lynn Tarot Readings at gmail.com. Love to do private readings, and right now I've got, I don't know if it's summertime or what, but I've really slowed down. So I got a lot of openings. And that's at Lynn Tarot Readings at gmail.com. I'm going to grab another deck of cards to do these, because we're going to do, I had it set up how I was going to do this. We're going to do Jared and Ivanka. We're going to do Jared and Ivanka. This is both of them together. And I'm going to do it like the first one across is going to be, are they going to get subpoenas? Just subpoenas. And if they are, there might be a hint in these how fast it is or whatever. There's not too much of a hint usually ever when it comes to tarot. But anyway, we're going to see what's going on with them when it comes to I'm going to do a 4 across, 4 down, and then go back through them. And the first row across is going to be, are they going to get subpoenaed pretty darn quick? Pretty darn quick, I'm saying, in the next 6 weeks or so. Now, I've even got a row for that. Okay, so first of all is the subpoenas coming. Well, I don't usually, I'm going to put the bottom card up as a clarifier. We got the 8 of Wands on the top. Man, they're not only coming, there's a whole bunch of them coming. So they are coming, they are a-coming. Well, let's see. Yep, here's the family card, the 4 of Wands. And they've been really foolish if they thought this wasn't going to happen. They're wondering now if they really screwed up. That's what's going on in their heads. What's going on now? Next card up's the Chariot. First one was the 4 of Wands, family card. The second one was the Fool. Third one is the Chariot. They're wishing that they were just from any other family. They could just get on their plane and leave the country for a while. But they know they can't run right now. But they'd like to be able to run. Because they know these subpoenas are coming, and the next one's the Hangman. So there's nothing they can do about it. They just have to sit there and wait. Okay, the second row across is, are they going to get indicted? So we got another family card. But we got the 10 of Cups, which usually means yes. So I would say yes, they're going to get indicted. Right now, they're thinking about the 2 of Swords. They're wondering what are they going to do? Just like the Fool up above it. Like, what decision are we going to make when this happens? I have a feeling that Ivanka knows what she's going to do, but I don't think Jared knows for sure yet, because I think he's so arrogant, he still doesn't think this shit's going to happen. She's pretty arrogant too, but I think she knows. I think her female intuition, she knows something's gone really awry here. Okay, so the third one is the Obstacle. That's the 4 of Cups. It's going to cause a big rift in the family. A big rift in the family. They get indicted. Probably their dad's going to throw a fit, but this isn't on him. Well, he's here. The mercenary's coming in raising all kinds of hell. He'll be having a fit. And the next row across, because you know they're not going to just walk right in if they get subpoenaed or follow the rules, there's going to be a big court hearing about it. Are they going to win or lose in court when this goes to court for them to come in on these subpoenas? Well, we got the 7 of Cups. It's funny how all these first ones are family stuff. So they got enough money maybe to stave it off for a while. Sometimes in other decks that's confusion. It's not that great a card. I don't know. We'll come back and talk about it in a minute. Donald Trump's going to be livid when it happens. He is going to be so mad. He's going to be throwing a fit, trying to get things changed over, trying to keep them from having to go in. The next one's the Ace of Coins. And in this particular deck, I always think of these as our better angels. So I'm hoping this means if there is a court case that the people win and not the demons. I shouldn't talk like that. I've never thought about that. Maybe I need to get out of the house more. This means the people win, and if that's true, that means that they will lose this in court. Let's see what the next one is. Let's see what the outcome is. It's the Page of Coins. Somebody trying to buy their way out of something. Well, I'm going to do one more row for the outcome. I'm still not sure if they're going to... They're not going to be able to beat this if it goes to court. If it goes to court, even if it ends up back up at the Supreme Court like they ruled for Donald Trump today, maybe... I don't know. Let's just go on. Let's do the next one. They can't be indicted. If they don't go in there. So the court's going to have to rule for them eventually. The outcome. More stuff's going to come out about them working with Russia and Kushner working with the Saudis. We got the 2 of Wands here. More stuff's going to come out about how crooked he and his business is. They're both going to end up, one of them's going to end up in jail, at least maybe both of them. And it's going to make people feel so wonderful, like maybe we are going to get a little justice in this world. So let me look back over this, because when I'm reading these cards, I kind of go off in la-la land. I don't even know if it made any sense at all, anything I've said. So the first row was on, are they going to get subpoenaed? And yes, this is the family. And yes, they're fools if they don't think they're going to do it. And no, they can't leave town. And they just have to wait. They're feeling like they're in suspension right now because they know this is coming. They've known this has been coming for a long time. In fact, they thought it was coming when Mueller was doing his investigation. That's one thing I found out from reading that book, Siege. And if they do get the subpoenas, are they going to get indicted? I should have asked this a different way. I should have asked, are they going to fight it? How long are they going to fight the subpoenas first? But anyway, eventually, yes. First card up was a 10 of Cups, so that was yes. There's a big decision to make here about it, how they're going to handle it. It's going to cause a big rift in the family. Got the Four of Cups here. And Donald Trump, of course, is going to go totally spastic when they get indicted, if he still hasn't had a heart attack. Three was who's the court's going to rule for. Well, this is like throwing aces or sixes. You don't know how it's going to come up. The Seven of Coins, which I feel is not a lucky card. It's not a good card. If Trump's still alive, he's going to be right in the middle of it. I don't know why I keep saying that. I just have this feeling that he's not very well. They're going to be fighting among themselves before it's all over. And then some kind of information's coming through here. Some kind of information of some kind of payoff or something. So I don't know. I'm hoping it's good news as far as how the courts rule on it. And the last one's the outcome. They're going to find out they've been working with Russia all this time. And the Saudis, Jared, some stuff he's done in Saudi Arabia. Stuff totally against the law and underhanded. And surprise, surprise, surprise. And one of them's going to jail, or both of them, before it's all over. And it's going to make everybody take a deep breath and just feel relieved that at least there's some justice in this world. So, that's that. I'm either going to read later tonight on this next month coming up, or either do it tomorrow. I'll probably do it later tonight. I think I'm going to do it in about an hour. I think I'm going to, if this turned out at all, I'm not even sure if I got the cards on this camera here. I hope I do. I hope I don't have it too high. Anyway, love you all for watching, and thank you so much. Bye now.